Hey there, everyone. Welcome to the Cult Show.
Hello.
Friday night.
Hi.
Repeat after me, or repeat with me, actually. I'm sorry. Doroi Orogato. Mr.
Origato.
Roboto? No, Sandra?
Mr.
Okay, thanks for that.
Roboto.
Can Sandra not hear us, or she is completely refusing to say anything?
I was just letting you have your moment. Just letting you have the
Didn't want my
spotlight.
moment. I wanted the three of us to have our moment. Jeez.
Well, you gotta plan these things. You can't just spring it on people.
All right.
You know,
Hello. How's it
we
going?
didn't
out there?
have time to work on our pronunciation.
No, we didn't have time to do that. We didn't have time to rehearse.
No first time of Mr. Roboto. All right, damn it. Next time.
But tonight, I know why you did it though, because it's Robots night tonight.
It is. We're talking about the Robots.
Robots.
So, so here we are again, as always, on a Friday night to talk all things fun, genre, pop culture, goodness. We're not in the same room yet because, as we all know, we're somewhat sequestered away from life at this point.
Boo.
So, yeah, hopefully we get to come together again sometime soon in our wonderful studio. It is very lonely. It is waiting for us.
Oh, and it's haunted.
Oh, and now it's haunted. That's right. I forgot about
Which is
that.
awesome. I'm so happy it's haunted.
We'll have to have a ghost hunting episode now in our own studio.
I like it.
I'm so enthused, you guys. I'm so enthused.
Good. Better than she'll be about repeating our Dore Orogato, Mr. Roboto.
We'll do it again for you. Maybe we'll do it at the end. We'll have
Okay,
to
you promise
the
at the end?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna rehearse
She's
in my
all
head.
about that ghost life, not about the sticks life.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No sticks for her. So, anyway, what are we drinking? Who's drinking what?
I'm again with my Lagunitas hop water. It
Your
is
hop
so
water.
good. And it's so refreshing because it is friggin' hot and miserable.
Your hop. Explain to me the hop water. So it is.
Sure. It's zero alcohol.
But I mean, where does it come from? Like they literally just filter water through hops, or is it the beer
infused.
does its thing and it's left over?
They like brew it with it's like they brew it, it's just not like fermented with alcohol.
Oh,
But
okay.
there's like hops in it. That's like the tea I have too when I have like, because it's a plant, right? Like, so you
Right.
can infuse, as Caleb said, you can brew it, emulsify it in there. Hops.
Smack it
And I
and
love
wrap it up with a
hops.
pancake. Okay,
Oh, there's no
Yeah.
pancake in here.
that sounds exciting. I know you wouldn't do that.
No smoking a pancake.
Smoking
There's a crepe. There's a crepe.
It's a crepe.
Little crepe in there.
That's very French of you. You're so French, Sandra. Oi.
Actually, a crepe
little-
sounds really good right now.
All right, Scott, get on that, will you? Get
I
the girl a
could,
crepe.
I could go for a crepe.
Yeah, everybody wants a crepe? We want
Crepe,
three
crepe
crepes,
crepes,
for
please.
everyone in the audience, crepes.
Everyone in the audience,
Crepes?
crepe. Podcast.
Are we doing sweet or savory then?
Shit.
Maybe half and half.
Yeah,
Sounds
we'll
good.
share.
All right,
Okay.
I like it.
Anyway, that's
Kayla.
what I'm drinking.
What are you drinking,
That's what I'm
Caleb?
drinking. That's all I know.
All right.
So speaking of infusing, I decided to infuse some vodka with some apples and cucumber.
Wow.
That's so
So-
cute.
So I will
Oh
be
my
doing
god.
a shot later.
Wow.
beer.
Wow. You've taken the fruit vegetable muddling to new heights. I'm very
No
proud of you.
muddling, infusing.
Infusing his own vodka
Yeah.
now.
You know, fucking muddling is so 2017. Who does that shit?
It's so 2 weeks ago,
Infuse it. Hello.
Wow.
and it's really easy to do. So I expect you guys to do the same next time.
And it looks like a child's bottle.
Sure.
It's
There was a
it's
little
wee.
lid, one of the kids'
It's
lids.
wee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
about
Giving it
you
a
up
shot.
there?
If I like it, I'll get a mason jar and do the
Yeah, bottle it.
Right.
do the real deal.
Yeah.
I'm just doing some whiskey with the ginger, and then a nice fresh slice of lime because Caleb. I was like, oh, Caleb likes to have fresh lime, so I'll do some lime like him. But
Fighting off
I'm
that
like you said,
scurvy.
I'm 2 weeks behind.
Your line.
So everyone in the audience, I hope
refreshing.
you guys have your beverage of choice as well. Cheers to everyone. Happy Friday. Happy weekend.
Woo! Cheers.
That's good stuff.
That is some infused vodka.
How was that shot,
Feel
Caleb? Was it good?
refreshed?
It's not
Feel
bad.
refreshed?
Tasted like apples and cucumber.
Apples and cucumber. All right, good. Good for you.
Maybe I can make an appletini with it or something.
Appletini. Ooh.
All right. So, what is on our agenda for this evening? I almost said afternoon, but we are in the evening now. I know where I am and what I'm doing. I promise.
Sure you do.
Hey, did you guys hear about Halloween Kills getting pushed back?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course
Yeah.
I heard. I don't live under a rock, Neil.
That was some big news. Universal pushed that back to 2021 in October now, and Candyman, they pushed back a few weeks to slip into the old Halloween spot. So
I mean,
That's
I'm not
good.
surprised in this COVID era. That's
Right.
you know what's happening, but it's of
Yes.
course like a bummer. You know, we want our horror and we want it now.
that's right. Don't
Damn it!
I'm happy that they are keeping it. I mean, they're clearly not done also making the movie. I mean, as far as post production, so I guess it's helping them at some point as well. But I'm glad they're not obviously going for a direct to, whatever, Netflix or Apple or whatever kind of thing. And they're like Universal had done when COVID first hit. So
yeah,
that's a good sign. So
Yeah.
I think, as we've said 1,000 times, horror films are better experienced, of course, with a group and a communal experience where everyone can scream and laugh and have fun at the same time. So
yeah, I like that.
right, put a stamp
Yeah.
on that. Send
Absolutely.
it home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So with us so far, we've got our new friend Mark. Welcome back, Mark. Thanks for being here. He is at work, so he can't drink. I don't know why that would stop you. Doesn't stop any of us.
Nope.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Yes. And we got Laura and Mindy. Mindy is feeling is tired, so she said she's not going to be very active tonight.
Okay,
Michael,
we understand.
our buddy Michael, is back with us finally.
Hi,
Hi,
Michael.
Michael.
So
And
Mark,
I know that. Oh, yes. I was just
go
going to
ahead.
say.
Go
I know
ahead.
there's.
Go ahead.
I know there's people watching who aren't in the chat too.
Okay.
Wink,
And
wink.
Vision's Truth is with us again. Awesome. But
Hello.
Mark and Michael, you two should get to know each other because you're both the Reverends. So this is the first time you guys have been on
Oh,
the same show
shit.
together.
Reverend off. Reverend
Yeah.
fight.
Reverend Mark and Reverend Michael. We'll see
I
what
like it.
we'll see what rains down from the heavens from that one.
Am
So-
I like Black Phillips Reverend? Can I be a Reverend?
You can,
You're a reverend for the other side.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I totally get what you guys are doing. We're like rival football teams. So great.
There you go. Yes, your cross county rivals
Yeah.
gearing up for the big game.
I love it.
that's exciting. So
I'm just
Did you guys
kidding.
watch
Nobody should
anything?
come to me for spiritual counsel. What?
did you watch anything? Anyone watch anything today?
Oh, I've
Yes.
been
this
hella
week.
busy.
This week.
Yes.
I've been hella busy, but I did watch a little bit of something.
Okay. Anything you
Yeah.
want to
Go.
talk about?
Yes, I've continued to watch the brand new Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh.
And I am very happy. You know what's funny though? Funny story is when you watch a lot of murder documentaries and you listen to a lot of murdery podcasts, you start to like have cases repeat. And that's happening to me. And that's really a sign that I'm a sick person and I need some new fucking hobbies that don't involve real or fictional murder. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna change.
Nor should
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm-
But it was funny. Even like one of them, Scott, producer Scott, he had heard this one so many times that he's like, and then this is the guy who did this and did this and did this. And I'm like, you're learning.
Poor Scott. He's just like
That's all I got
Nice.
though.
Scott's like this happy-go-lucky musical kind of guy. He just likes to watch Hello Dolly and eat French fries, and yeah, here he is like.
Where did the French fries come from?
Whoa. I believe it was Little Shop of Horrors and Chicken and Waffles.
Okay,
Whoa. Oh, clocked.
and yet
You were
he's
clocked.
introduced constantly, or has all this death and dying, and Sandra's love for
Yeah.
serial killers in jail that she wants, and
And-
everything. So but he's still there.
All
He
right.
hasn't
He's a
ghosted
little
you
bit
yet.
darker. I think he's a little bit darker than you all realize.
Okay,
I think he is too.
Yeah.
He puts up a good front though.
Yeah.
he does.
I have watched many things, but I'm only going to talk about two. First off, I finally watched Tigers Are Not Afraid.
Oh, good.
Holy fucking shit!
Brilliant. It's so brilliant.
It's so good. It's so good.
Those little children, I was just so in love with them.
No,
They're
they're great. They're amazing. I mean, it's really not a horror movie.
It's magical realism.
I'm not gonna lie. I like cried a little bit at the end, and it's just a really, really, really good movie. So
it's
Wow.
brilliant.
check it out. It's really good.
Really good film.
Yeah.
So
And
and then
I would love to try and get the director on here. Issa Lopez. That'd be cool to have her on. 'Cause
Oh my god,
I just think she'd be
like
like really cool to have, talk to. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I've texted her a couple times replying to something, and she responds every time, which is great.
okay.
But it'd just be fun.
Maybe
to
we could
try
like
and-
send her this clip, and like if
There
she
you
wants
go.
to see me cry, and I'll pass out, and I might throw up off camera because I'd be like super stoked to see her. So
If you do it on camera, we'll get more viewers.
we would get more
Just
viewers,
saying.
but then we get in trouble again.
We'll get
for crying?
we'll get a mature rating or whatever it was. They'll stab us with the mature only viewers.
Anyway, so that was one, and we all.
So that
loved
was the
movie.
first one, and then the second one was I finally watched The Shining.
Oh wow!
So my list is
Wow,
complete.
by yourself.
I'm done. I am no longer ashamed.
What
Your
is
shame list is done.
Until we do part two.
I feel like we need to
Where I
don't
say
know if
like
we-
I've never seen The Omen, I've never seen 2001.
how do we even unpack The Shining? Like, what did you think? Like,
It was good.
are you on my team though, where you're like, it's good, but it's kind of bloated?
It was good. It's not. It's how would I put it? It's very the all the good stuff went into the wrapping, to the ribbons
Yes.
and the wrapping paper and the inside.
It's
The
a lot of
present,
visuals.
the present was just kind of like, But
It's an empty
I
box.
I enjoyed it. I'm glad I saw it. But it's never gonna make my top 10 or maybe
There's
even
some iconic
50
imagery.
or 60, but it was good. I
Some
liked it.
beautiful, striking, iconic imagery. I'll give it
Yeah.
that.
Wow. Well, congratulations, Caleb. Good job.
Yes, welcome.
Good job knocking off your list, because I know Sandra and I probably have not made much headway in that list. So
I know you haven't either,
Congratulations.
but that's okay.
good job. That's funny. I don't think I watched anything worth mentioning, but what I did
Nothing?
do, which is worth mentioning, is I went and got a COVID test this week. So I just thought it'd be fun to share with everyone the experience of having that device shoved up your nose and have it touch the back of your eyeball. So
Yeah.
if anyone is contemplating but is afraid, don't worry, because it is, well, I should say these for me, but it is uncomfortable, but it is not painful, and it goes fairly quickly. So
and we're gonna find out if you have it because you have like a little cough.
I had a little cough, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
I feel fine otherwise. I'm
But
pretty
you've
sure I
been
don't.
isolating. You're not like
Yep.
infecting anybody while you don't know.
No. So just my animals. So
Just my beloved cat Jake. That's fine.
just my cats and my dogs. That's it. But anyway, yeah. So hopefully they say it's 4 to 6 days. I got it done yesterday, so hopefully I'll get the all clear in a few days, and then I can get back out to the real world, see the
Back out
blue
in the
sky.
fight.
Yeah, get back out there, start punching and hitting, screaming, doing whatever it is I do in public. Anyway, hey,
Well, that's
so guess
exciting.
what?
What?
Because this is Robot Week, and we're going to talk the greatest robot films. Before that, we decided to have the director of one of the more infamous Robot Gone Bad movies, Chopping Mall, join us and talk for about 20 minutes about that movie and maybe other films that he liked. So we're going to get him on the phone real quick. His name is Jim Wynorski, and Scott is going to dial him up. and we're going to talk to Jim for a little bit. So, Scott, if you'd be so kind. It's ringing.
It's ringing.
It's ringing.
It's ringing.
It's still ringing.
Hello.
Hello, Jim. This is
Neil?
Neil, Sandra, and Caleb.
Hey, Neil,
how are
how
you?
are you?
Good.
Hello.
How are you doing
How you
tonight?
doing? And who am I talking with beside Neil?
Sandra. Hello.
And Caleb.
Hey,
Hello.
Sandra. How you doing?
Awesome.
Great.
How are you tonight, Jim?
I'm stepping out into the gazebo, so there's no
All right.
disturbing. My bird might go wacky if I stay there. Let me sit down.
Oh, you have a bird.
Does your bird talk? Is it a talking bird or just a squawking bird?
Oh, it talks. It talks a blue streak.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like it knows what it's saying too. You know. Anyway,
That's awesome. So how are you?
I am now sitting in the gazebo. I'm in the gazebo. I'm fine. And it's
Good.
155 degrees today. So
Yes.
fucking hot.
It's ridiculous.
It is a warm one. Sandra's on your line of thinking there, Jim. She's been complaining
Fucking
nonstop today.
hate it. Yes. Nonstop.
Where are you guys located? Where are you guys located? Come on, tell me.
We're in
Santa
Northern
Rosa.
California. Yeah, Santa Rosa, Sonoma County.
All right, so then you know it's friggin' hot. And
It is.
Yeah.
all right,
Yep,
so
that's what happens.
anyway,
It is summertime. So Jim, real quick, before we get into the movies, we'd like to ask everyone, what have you been managing your time with during this COVID fun, if we can call it that, when we were all stuck in our homes?
I just did a week's worth of dishes.
Oh, you're good.
that had piled up, you know.
That's a good one.
I forgot about the call, so when the caller rang, I said, "Oh, I know who that is." And but I just put the last dish to bed about 5 minutes ago, so all was good.
Bravo.
And
Good job.
I'm glad you
timing.
didn't say who. I'm glad you didn't say who the fuck is this and forward us.
No. I knew who was calling at 7:15. So I did a week's worth of dishes. I fed the bird, fed the dog, and here I am.
Here you are.
And,
all right. That's
nice
great.
Actually, right now I'm in the gazebo, which is out in the back porch area, and
Yeah.
it's quite nice actually out here.
Oh, like a little breeze. Yeah.
A little breeze, and there's no bugs because we have it's got the little kind of curtains that keep the bugs away and.
Oh, like a mosquito net.
Anyway,
Yes.
that's what I'm doing. I had a nice, enjoyable day, and how about you?
I would rather be there than where I am. So just hold on. I'll be right over. We'll do the interview in person.
Don't let her in, Jim. She'll drink all your alcohol. So don't let her over.
Oh, okay. Well, I have a lot, so you'd have plenty of time.
I love it.
All right. We'll get into it. Before we called you, Jim, we let everyone know what we're doing, which is an episode on our favorite robot movies. And it's no secret that one of mine is going to be Chopping Mall. So we figured, why not get Jim on the phone with us so we can maybe talk about that film a little bit, and then maybe see if there's any other ones that you're particularly fond of, because I know you know a lot of movies, especially those fun ones from the 50s and probably 60s that may have influenced you even possibly. So we figured we'd talk to you, get your opinion, your thoughts on those movies.
Spoiler alert, it might be on my list too.
Oh.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, I've been accused of ripping off a movie called Trapped with James Brolin that was made in 1976 about people trapped in a mall with guard dogs. chasing them. And it was a very good movie, but it never came into my mind when I was writing the script for Chopping Mall. But a lot of people have said, "Oh, it's a takeoff on Trapped," which was I finally saw after I made Chopping Mall, and I was impressed with it. I thought it was a very good movie, but it didn't influence me at all when I was writing Chopping Mall. What did influence me was a Ivan Tors movie from 1954, in a 3D movie called Gog, G-O-G, and it was about a scientific station in Arizona that went down 7 levels. Government-owned, scientific substation, and it had 2 robots, and it was all computer controlled. And some Russian spaceship comes over in orbit above the station and sends down signals to kill a lot of people. And they use the robots a lot to do that.
Huh.
That sounds cool. I've not seen that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I would say about nobody's seen it. But, back in the day, when I was growing up, but I was like, 10, and it was on New York TV a lot. It was on almost every month. They ran Gog, and it was in black and white, and it wasn't in 3D, but they ran it nonetheless. And I watched it every time it was on, and it was rather boring, but it's the premise of a computer in control of 2 robots. It was intriguing to me. And the robots were, when I told Robert Short to design my robots for Chopping Mall, I told him about Gog, and he found it and looked at it, and he says, "I can do better than this." And I said, "Yeah, you can, I'm sure." But that's what I was thinking when I wrote this script. And I co-wrote it with a good pal of mine named Steve Mitchell, and he and I did a bang-up job on that script.
That is a good script, no question. When you saw I'm going to call it the Killbot, because that was the original name, but the first time you saw one actually coming at you, moving around, did you squeal with glee? Did you do a little jig? I mean, was there any kind of?
I did a little mental jig, because I went over to see it in construction at Robert Short's laboratory, and he was gung ho to make a cool robot. And there are 3 made. One was a shell, and one was a completely autonomous, machine that you could control with radio control, and there was a third one that was just like the second one. I mean, the autonomous one, but it had wires, and so that's why you never see more than 2 robots moving in the same shot. But it was a lot of fun, and I don't think anybody misses the fact that they don't see the 3 robots all move at the same time.
No, that never even occurred to me.
Yeah,
the
shell was destroyed at the conclusion of the movie in the explosion, and the other 2, one was sold to a big collector in New York, and the other one is in the hands of Robert Short. So there you have it. They still exist.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That's really cool. That'd be awesome to see one of those again. Just see how it's fared.
Well, when I was in New York about 2 years ago, I stopped at this guy's house. He's a very big Chopping Mall fan, and they had me out there at dinner, and they showed me the robot, and I'm sure it was shipped to them at big expense because it's a heavy motherfucker. And but I was happy to see it had survived, and it was in the hands of somebody who really loved it, which was good.
So that was Vestron that sold it and made the money from that, or did that go from
No,
the
that was sold
creator?
by Robert Short.
Robert did. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, good. I'm glad. Like you said, it's
good.
good that it's in someone's hands. It's a loving fan. So that's good news at least.
I like that.
Hey, so
that's good.
on the I always love this about the film when I watch it every time. The name of the stores. I love those little throwbacks you have in there.
Peck and Paws, of course, is a running gag about Sam Peckinpah. That's where they get, the kind of Peck and Paws is the kind of gun shop that Sam would approve of.
Right.
And,
love it. Yes.
Roger's Little Shop of Pets was, of course, Little Shop of Horrors. And he got mad that I spent money on that sign. But he didn't get too mad, but he says, "How much did you spend on that sign?" Because it lights, it lit up from the back and everything. I said, "I don't know what it cost." And he says, "Find out." And he found out, and he called me and said, "Never do that again. He's such a cheap ass."
Well,
but on the other hand, he was gung ho about making those robots. He wanted those robots to look good, and they did look good.
They did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did any of those signs survive?
What?
Did any of those signs survive? Are they still around, or did they get sold like the robots as well?
Oh, come on, those things went in the trash.
Okay.
Oh my God! Like a month after the film wrapped. Okay.
Oh no!
They were gone.
No, that stuff was never kept around. I mean, I made sure the robots were saved. I said people are going to want to, see these in the future, and so Robert Short took the two existing ones back, and then later on he sold this other one to a collector. And when I found out that the collector was a huge chopping ball fan, I said, "Go ahead, sell it to him. What can he do with it?" So he has it on display in his house. So there you go.
Very cool.
And that is important. Like you said, the robots had to look good. They had to look good for this movie, or it just wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah.
I agree. I thought they were. This is pre-CGI.
Yeah.
So I had to make those robots do all kinds of things that were, and make them physically imposing and menacing pre-CGI. If I did it today, I'd have things flying out of them and all sorts of things happening. But back then, it was 1985, and there's no CGI was like 7 years away. So anyway, I had a good time making it. It was a lot of fun. We went to work usually at I don't know, about 8 p.m. was the call, and then we waited for we rented a store. The Furniture King was actually where we kept our cameras and etc. during the day. It was an empty store that was for rent, so we rented it and turned it into Furniture King, and we kept all our camera and sound equipment in the back. And it was locked up all day. And at night we'd come at 8 o'clock. They'd get all the things together, and at 9 o'clock the mall closed. And as soon as the mall closed, we were open to go shoot. And they let us do a lot of stuff in that mall, including starting that big fire, which was problematic because there was a lady in charge of the mall, and she says, "Oh, you can't do that." But then one night I was shooting, and this guy was watching, and I said, "Just who are you, sir?" And he said, "Oh, I own the mall." And I said, "Wonderful." And I said, "Can I start a fire down there?" And he said, sure you can, but make sure it looks the same when you get done. So we made a section, a plastic foam section of the floor, and lit the robot on fire, and nothing happened. We burnt the fake floor, and we put out the fire, and all was good. We even had a body burn, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
You did. You had a Barbara Crampton's death. The old exploding gas can trick.
Yep.
Thank you. Have a nice day. And I did the voice of all the robots, and it was fun. We were trying to make a big movie for kind of no money, and the fact that we had the mall gave it a great look, and the robots looked expensive for the time,
right?
And and so and the actors were really genuinely, I would say, excellent in all their roles. Even though the people who died early were very good, and the audience, I always wanted to do one of these films, but I figured if you don't know these people when they get killed, then you lose your audience. And so 100%. I tried to introduce all the characters up front so that people knew who they were before they started, perishing. And that worked out. And each of them had a different personality, and I had a good time making it. And I got to work with famous Roger Corman actors like Dick Miller, Paul Bartel, Mary Warnoff, Mel Wells from Attack of the Crab Monsters and Little Shop of Horrors. So it was, all the secondary or character roles I tried to fill with the people I loved from old Roger Corman movies.
Yeah, that was actually on my list of things to ask you about, was that Dick Miller, Mary Warnoff, Paul Bartel, but you already covered it. They're in your movie, and that was very much on purpose.
Mel Wells. Mel Wells was, Mushnick. Mel Wells was Mushnick in Little Shop of Horrors. And he was in he was the scientist, French scientist in Attack of the Crab Monsters. So it was great having him along for the ride. And Garrett Graham, who I thought I'd never get, I got.
I know, he had that great role in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, that was a case where I had to have a couple of deaths prior to starting with the kids. So Garrett came in and did a really nice role, and Dick Miller came in and did a really nice bit too. So it was fun working with them.
Yeah, Garrett from Phantom of the Paradise. We all love him.
And
did you guys see
cars?
Used cars, yeah.
We have a question from the audience.
What's that?
Question for Jim. What was the most difficult effect to achieve, either physically or logistically?
What was the most difficult effect to achieve? Well, everybody says the head explosion must have been tough, but it wasn't. It was one of the easiest. I did it in 10 minutes. Okay, and
that was great.
It was all a trick. It was a trick of editing, really.
Right.
I had a great editor named Leslie Rosenthal, and and I was in touch with her every day. And she said, "You're doing the head explosion tonight." I said, "Yep." And she said, "Here's what I need. I need you to shoot the live actor screaming. Then, without moving the camera, put the mannequin in and put the head in and explode it." And I did. And if you watch the movie, she took the second frame of the explosion, not the first frame, but the second frame where you just see the stuff go, stuff that and she cut the second frame in with the actor screaming, and we covered it with a ray, an optical, robot laser ray. And it looks, when she showed it to me, even without the laser ray, I said, "Whoa, that looks fantastic." And I knew I had a hit with that, so. But I would say for me, the difficult thing to do was when the two robots come through the furniture store. They had to shoot laser rays, break the front window, and then start coming into the store together. And each robot was separately controlled by puppeteers, and then we had a pyro guy trying to break the glass, or attempting to break the glass in unison as well. So that had to come off in a very kind of like rote system where I had bang, 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 or it wouldn't have worked. And I didn't want to break that glass twice. So even though we had a replacement for the glass, I said, let's get this on the first. So we practiced a lot, and it worked out.
No, it looks great. It's a great shot.
It was a little difficult to shoot. Was I'm going through the film. It was mostly getting the robots to do exactly what I wanted, and make it look like they knew exactly what they were doing, without any falters on their part. And so, yes, getting the robots to do exactly, like stop, back up, park, turn their lights off. It all took some practice, but when it was done, it looked damn good. And then when we put the sound effects on top of it, it was like, okay, good. So
wow.
I remember that. I remember that breaking the glass doors of the furniture store was the one.
Oh, I think we just lost Jim.
Did we lose him?
Jim went away. Can you try him again, Scott? While we say so far so good, right? Good dish.
But please, when you hear the tone, leave your message. I appreciate
it. Went the voicemail.
Oh no, Jim!
Jim, we didn't get to talk about the music, Jim.
We want to talk about the music.
You got your
Thanks
20
a lot
minutes.
for your questions, Scott. You made him mad. You hung up on us.
We stumped him.
Let's try him again. Let's see if he picks up. Come on, Jim. Come on, Jim. Come on, Jim.
Maybe his phone died.
Wouldn't that just cut the voicemail? Oh, I want to leave a message, Scott.
Hey, it's the Colt Show.
It's the Colt Show.
Just checking out. See, I told you I should have just gone down to the gazebo.
Okay.
I should have just gone to the gazebo. This would have been a lot easier.
I know, but well, I wanted to talk to him about the music of the movie because I really, really enjoy the music of this film by Chuck Cicero. Is that what I'm calling it? Sereno. Sorry, Chuck Sereno. I'm looking up because I actually have the vinyl album for the soundtrack on my wall.
Damn.
So I think it's a really cool, a great theme. So you can go on YouTube and listen to it. So I recommend you guys after the show
I'm not available
go listen
right
real
now,
quick.
Please, when you hear the tone, leave your message. I appreciate it. Take care and have a good day. Bye.
Hey, Jim, this is Sandra, Caleb, and Neil from the Colt Show. Just calling to say thanks. We miss you.
Thank you.
If we don't talk to you, thanks a lot for your time. We appreciate it.
Yes. Have a good evening.
Thank
I'm
you,
not sure
sir.
what happened. Hope you're not mad at us.
We love you. We're really good at leaving messages, guys.
No, we should. Hey, pay us money and we'll leave messages on your cell phone.
Sure,
Isn't that a thing?
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my God. But you know what? He probably didn't bring the charger out to the gazebo. When his phone died.
Maybe his bird like attacked him and took his phone from him or something.
Holy shit! Is Jim
Ooh.
okay?
I don't
It was
know.
the bird that did it.
Maybe it was
Maybe
the bird
they-
on the phone the whole time.
Maybe
The
it was
bird.
the
Oh
maybe
shit! It was the bird
killbots
the whole
got him.
time. Oh my god.
Jim is like shoved in the cage, and the bird was doing the actual talking.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and there's
maybe they
just
were kill
killbots
birds.
rolling around everywhere. Oh my god! Someone go check on Jim.
Quick,
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
oh, that's a
all
bummer.
the birds and the robots are like, you've talked about us for the last time, Jim.
That's right. No more of that bird seed over here, God damn it. All right. Well, I guess
anyway.
should we just move on then to our
Absolutely.
actual
Let's do it.
main
Yeah.
topic then?
Yeah. Thank you,
Excellent.
Jim.
Thank you, Jim. We're sorry we cut out, but we'll send you a plethora of thank you emails.
I was gonna say, are we gonna send him like a magnet or something? Where are you going with this? I was on the Cult Show and I got this magnet.
And I got a really cool message from Cult Show people.
Yeah.
That's
You better
it.
keep
We're gonna
that.
start a Patreon account, and that's one of the top tier things.
We'll just call and leave you messages.
Yeah, like in the middle of the night, we'll just keep calling you and calling you.
God. Hey, are you up? You up? Are you up?
What are you doing?
What are you
What's
doing?
going on? What are you wearing right now?
I just had the weirdest dream. I want to tell you about it.
Hey, if you go to Taco Bell, could you get me a Crunchwrap Supreme? And bring it to me.
Jesus, you made me laugh when I like flung my arm. Hey, could you give me a Crunchwrap Supreme? Could you give me one? They make a vegetarian one, so I will take that one.
I've heard about that. They just put beans in it, right? Like black beans in it? Okay.
Yeah, just no critter. Just no
Got it.
critter. Yeah.
But I'm sure it still gives you diarrhea either way, whichever one you
I
read.
think that's a
So-
guarantee, isn't it? Like
Okay,
when you
just
go
check.
through the drive-through, you're signing a non-verbal contract.
You are.
Yeah.
It's
You will-
yeah,
I've never had a problem with them. Ever.
whatever.
Yeah, I
It's-
mean, I don't have fast food a lot, but I don't.
I don't
think
either,
Taco Bell's ever
but-
tried to kill me.
No?
Oh, we might have Jim back.
Wow.
Is Jim coming on? Jim?
Hi, I'm sorry. My cell phone ran out of power. I've been on the phone all day.
Sandra
That
Sandra called it.
happens.
No, it's fine. We thought maybe the bird got a hold of you. We weren't sure what happened. So
Well, the killbots came in. I had to turn them off. So
We knew it.
anyway,
We knew it.
as long as you're
anyway,
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay.
I am okay.
No
It's
big
just-
deal.
it's one of those things. So
One of those things.
Yeah.
Hey,
Especially
so
in the COVID era, we all live on our phones. Yeah.
that's right.
yeah, that's true. That's true. So
Hey Jim,
Anyway,
can we talk music?
sure, let's talk music.
As in the score of the wonderful score?
It is a wonderful score.
Yeah.
It's by a good friend of mine, Chuck Serino.
Chuck
And,
Serino.
it was his first score for me, and I remember going over to his lab, and listening to the score as it was coming along. And I just every time I walked into it and I saw the picture with the music, I said, "Wow, you've doubled the action in this movie." And
Yeah.
and he did. That score just kicks butt from start to finish.
It does. I listened to it again today when I was kind of preparing for the show. I put it on, and I love it. I really do. And you know, Jim, we actually had Barbara Crampton up here. She lives about 45 minutes south of us, and we had a film festival a couple years ago. And she came up, and we did a Lifetime Achievement Award for her. And I had to cut together like a minute 30, reel for her of her roles, and I actually used that song. I used Chuck's song as the as the music for it, and it worked perfectly.
Oh,
It was like a
very good.
beautiful way to frame it. So
Very good.
yeah, it was great.
Chuck, that's a great score. And Barbara, I had seen in Reanimator, and I said, I want that girl. And then Kelly I'd seen in Night of the Comet, and I said, I want that girl. And Susie Slater I'd seen in a movie called Savage Streets.
Oh, yeah, that's that one.
And
Linda Blair.
she only made a handful of movies, but she did a good job in Chopping. Carrie Emerson.
She did.
Was the brunette, and she was the original person I had in mind for that was an actress named Deborah Blee, and who I'd seen in a film called Beach Girls, a Crown film, and at the last minute, for some reason, she crapped out, and so Carrie was my next choice, and Carrie, and I'm glad I did actually, because Carrie did an excellent job.
She did.
Absolutely.
She was great.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I love all the ladies. Love all the ladies in the movie.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, they're all different, but they're all sexy in their own way. And as I said, the other people in the film were people that I had worked with or wanted to work with. Angela Ames, who died suddenly after that movie, was the girl at the beginning who introduces the guy who introduces the robots. She had been in Lost Empire, my first film, and so had Paul Kufos. And he had been in Lost Empire, and Angus Scrimm is in the movie.
He is in the audience,
and he's in the audience, and so I was populating that movie with as many fun people as I could come up with, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I almost feel like that movie was just like the kind of that perfect storm of everything working out perfectly. Like just the cast you got was perfect, the effects, the music, it just, I mean, you pulled every string perfectly.
Maybe that's the reason why. Maybe that's the reason why. I don't know what the reason why is, but maybe that's the reason why it's become such a favorite over the years. And I certainly get all kinds of fan letters on it, and I'm very happy that people liked it. But I had no idea when I made it that it would last this long. And when I saw it last year, they ran it for 24 hours on Black Friday. And I said, well, they did. They ran it for 24 hours straight. And on Black Friday.
Love it.
I said, well,
that was on one of those. What channel was that did that?
I don't remember.
I remember that.
I know
it was one of the.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was very flattered that they ran it on Black Friday for 24. And it's a perfect day. It's a perfect film for Black Friday.
Yes,
it is.
Indeed. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Jim, I guess we don't want to keep any more, but thank you so much for coming on with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much.
All right, sir. All right. Well, you guys have a nice, pleasant weekend.
And then hopefully we'll get you up to Sonoma County again. Maybe you'll come up and partake in some more wonderful food and some beverage with us.
Line me up. I'll be there.
Okay. You guys heard it.
But not till
after all this
fucking mess is over, okay?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Fair.
All right, my friend. I'll say thank you, and again, have a good weekend. Bye.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Bye,
nice meeting you.
Oh my
All
God,
right.
he's a hoot.
Yeah, he's fun. Like I said, when he came up, we did a 30th anniversary screening at the Cult Film Series, and he came up for that. And he and I spent a day and a half together, and he's got stories beyond stories of all those Roger Corman, idiosyncrasies and having to make a movie super cheap, amongst the actors and everything he worked with. So
yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome. That'd be a lot of fun.
So yeah, really
Yeah.
huge thanks to Jim Wynorski. Thank you, Jim. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jim.
We're glad the bird didn't get you. Or
Well,
maybe that was the bird calling back.
it was.
We just
I think
don't
we
know.
all know it was the bird.
Okay.
I think we all
do.
know. Yeah. Thank you, Bird, Jim.
All right, Sandra, take us back into the main feature, the main event.
So we are talking about our favorite, or at least some of our favorite robot movies. We all picked a little handful of these. Who doesn't love a robot? I love a robot. And I will start us off. I was a little bummed. Oh no, I will not start us off. I'm just kidding. I don't want to start us off.
Producer Scott says no.
That means we have a duplicate.
There was a lot of movies that didn't quite make my list, or like that I didn't quite get a chance to see. So maybe at some point in the future we'll have to do like a little bonus, more episodes, more robots, and perhaps we shall include cyborgs.
Yes, no cyborgs in this one.
No cyborgs were harmed.
Not because we hate them, but because we were trying to. It was just so hard. There's so many films, and we wanted to narrow something down. So otherwise, for me, it'd be like RoboCop all day long, kind of thing. But we figured take the human element, like the part human, part machine, like have it. So it has to. At some point, it has to be all machine somewhere, all something. Yeah. So
So I would normally go first, but the fact that I'm not going first means there is a duplicate.
Right.
So that means me and somebody else have the same one. So who goes next? Caleb.
All right, I'm up. Okay, so my number 5 is a movie that Mark in the chat already mentioned, and that is Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, The Evil Us's, played by Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves.
I forgot about them.
That's so great. That's such a great choice.
So they are sent back in time to kill Bill and Ted, who are destined to become the greatest band of all time, and thus creating peace and harmony throughout the universe. I mean, it's a really silly, stupid movie, but 1991. Yeah, 91 is when this came out, which means I was 17 years old, 16 going on 17. So my mentality was a little.
Well, it's a great. It's a fun movie.
But
it's so
I've always really liked this movie. I'm super excited about the new one that's hopefully coming out at some point in theaters.
It will.
Hopefully at some point.
Yeah.
But I'm all about that evil us's life.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's an awesome pick.
Good. Yeah. Good job. I totally forgot about those two. Good job.
How about you?
All right. My number 5. So this might surprise some people, and it might not. I don't know. This is going to be 1979's The Black Hole. So it's a PG film, believe it or not. I picked a PG movie.
Wow.
I know.
It's on my honorable mention list.
Okay. So I remember this film being super young, and I hadn't seen it until I rewatched it about 3 weeks ago. And it's this movie. We talked about a couple weeks ago, Sandra, about how Disney started at that time, kind of started switching over to a little more adult type fare.
Yeah,
I think
doing
this
like
might have been one of the
some kind of darker, a little bit weirder. Yeah.
And this movie might have been one of the first ones they did that with. Because it definitely had Ernest Borgnine, who was kind of ended up being kind of the backstabby kind of guy who leaves them all on the ship when he thinks it's doomed, and you've got Anthony Perkins gets freaking shredded by the robot with his shreddy drill thing, which doesn't typically happen in a Disney film.
No.
And then you got basically the awesome robot of Maximilian, who was that dope picture you're seeing right now of the red robot with the red Cylon looking lens.
I have not seen this movie. I've got to see this. I've got to see this.
It's good because it's old school filmmaking.
Sure.
And it's got Robert Forster, He's one of the lead characters, so it's it's got a little more thing because Robert Forster being a friend of the cult film series, because it came out for us. So it was great seeing him younger and doing the lead role. But yeah, that Maximilian robot kind of solidified it for me because he was a bad robot. He was a bad guy, okay. But he was just really cool looking.
He's very cool looking, but I also liked Vincent and old Bob. I mean,
Vincent and Bob,
the other robots,
the trash can guys. Yeah, I mean, they're the friendly guys, and they're fine. Roddy McDowall voiced Vincent. He was uncredited on the movie. I found out, which is interesting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but this
is an all-star cast.
The movie's got like a trippy 2001 ending, like that. Basically, like the bad guy in the movie sends he becomes one with Maximilian, and then they go into the black hole, and then the good guys get sucked in, and then it's got this whole 2001 thing going on, and you end up like in hell, and Maximilian's like standing on the hill with all the fire and brimstone, and you're just like, what the hell is going on?
Maybe they're just on Mars.
I guess technically it could have been, but I really feel like they were kind of going for a hell heaven kind of thing. That was what they were doing.
This just got even more like I gotta see this.
Yeah, so go take a look at it, see if you get any of that allegorical type feeling coming from it or not. But
yeah,
that's my number 5.
Can I do my number 4?
Yes.
So my number 4 pick is Pacific Rim. I'm a huge fan of this little franchise. I think it is so amazingly well done. I'm not like hugely well versed in mechas. Producer Scott is like super into them. He knows a lot and all the things and all the anime and everything. But I'm like a novice with them. But this to me was just like anime like brought to life and larger than life. Beautiful, cool, weird, and it's funny because I remember a lot of people didn't love it as much as I did when it came out, but it totally became kind of like instant cult status, and obviously they made Pacific Rim Uprising, and it does have a huge following, but it was like it just like vaulted to like instant cult level. Yeah, good job, Pacific Rim. I love you, and I love a kaiju really more than anything. I love it.
No, I love Pacific Rim. The first one, the second one, not so much. But
John Boyega, though.
But it's a horrible movie. Sorry,
it's not as good.
I don't think it's horrible. I
wouldn't say it's horrible.
I think it was horrible, but
too harsh, Caleb. Too
harsh.
That's just my opinion. Jeez,
that's my opinion. Anyway, I'm glad you like it too. So is it honorable mention for you?
I didn't know we were doing mech suits, so. But sure, it's on my honorable mention list.
It's a good film. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
No, it's a great movie. It was on it when the first Blu-ray player I ever got. That was the first movie I played when I hooked it up. It was Pacific Rim.
Nice.
Cool.
What's your number 4?
Am I next?
Okay.
All right. Number 4 for me is Short Circuit, Johnny 5.
Johnny 5 is still alive.
I saw this in '86 when it came out. I thought it was amazingly funny. I have since shown it to both of my kids who agree. We play the Al Jarreau song "Who's Johnny" all the time, and they love it. I still love it. I mean, what can you say about a cute, lovable robot that becomes sentient after getting struck by lightning?
I didn't see this movie until I was an adult, and I thought it was very cute. But this is one for me that I don't have any nostalgia or any childlike whim in the game.
Yeah,
but he's adorable.
So much nostalgia, but it still holds up. I was just watching it the other day with my littlest, my 5-year-old. He was laughing at all the antics. It's just a wonderful little movie.
Caleb, who did you say sings that song? Who's Johnny?
Who is it? I think I said Al Jarreau,
No.
but
You did. That's what I'm like. Did he
Okay.
say Al Jarreau? Like
who does
El
say that?
DeBarge? No,
El
that is
DeBarge.
That is. I was like, did he said Al Jarreau?
It's one of the L's.
I just want to make sure. Okay. I'm like, I must really be tripping, man.
No, you're not tripping. Sorry.
No, sorry. Who's this? Santa number 3.
So in the comments, I just took a peek, and I feel like a goddamn fool. Why did I not think of Season of the Witch?
I know, I didn't either, Sandra.
What the fuck? I talk about that movie all the time. I stand the hell out of that movie, and it didn't even cross my goddamn mind that it's a robot film. Idiot. Wow. I digress. Okay, so we're gonna skip to my number 3. And I'm upset.
You should be.
A whole episode's ruined. I'm just gonna sign off. My number 3 pick is The Matrix. This is another film franchise I am a fan of in general. But of course you can't replace the magic of the first one for me. I think it's incredible. Love Keanu. Of course, who doesn't love Keanu Reeves? He's fucking national treasure. And it's, I don't know. These movies are just amazing. They're just amazing, and they're often imitated, but not as good and not as awesome sci-fi robots, red pill, blue pill. I mean, it's so iconic. It's so iconic at this point.
Yep. Damn good movie. I
Yeah.
like to play the first one really loud, especially that helicopter scene where it smashes in the side of the building. Just crank that thing up as loud as I can, break my windows.
Scare your
I
neighbors.
love that scene. Yeah, I love that scene.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure I damaged my son's hearing at one point doing that. So, hey,
gotta be
2-year-old
strong in
Wyatt,
this
watch
world.
this.
Yeah.
Is that why he's so loud?
Yeah, probably. Caleb's number 3.
All right, my number 3 is the first Terminator, and I'm very specific about that because that is my favorite Terminator, because it was before Arnold became Arnold.
Back when he was fun.
And that's
He was
and that's
still fun
important.
back then.
That's important because in all the sequels, then he becomes good, and I don't like the good. I mean, I like the good ones; they're fine movies, but my favorite is the original because he's bad, because he barely speaks, and when he does, it's kind of funny. Like, you get the "I'll be back" and you get the "fuck you, asshole," all those things. But that would be my favorite. So.
Yeah, so this is actually my number 4 pick. Is Terminator,
Okay.
the first movie.
The first one,
Yeah,
yes.
'cause I'm in every single way I regurgitate what Caleb says. It's got to be Arnie when he wasn't a known commodity yet, and that is definitely the best Terminator. And that movie just definitely speaks to me a lot more than the others, because it's more grittier, and I don't think James Cameron had a freaking balloon up his ass yet, making him think he floated better and was bigger than everyone else in the world. And
James Cameron.
it was just
Love-hate
more
relationship with him.
Yeah, it's become a hate relationship kind of thing. Yeah. So
Abyss. Come on.
no,
it's a
Abyss
great
and
film.
Abyss is good. Yes. I agree
But
with
see,
that.
again, he wasn't like, just like Arnold wasn't Arnold yet, James
They weren't
Cameron wasn't
they weren't all
Arnold yet.
bloated full of themselves and
No.
larger than. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Who was that? Me? Neo number 3. That'd be me.
That'd be me.
okay.
Oh, that rhymes.
This is the movie that I'm going to say is, I think, the most interesting of my picks. The one I might enjoy talking about the most. And that is the film from 1990 called Hardware.
Oh,
So-
God, I wanted to see this.
Yeah, I saw this in 90 when it came out. Hadn't seen it again for a long time till we decided to do this. Watched it again, and I was like, man, this movie is just, God, it's bizarre. It's like, I don't know if you guys don't know, but it's like a post-apocalyptic dystopian cyberpunk horror movie, kind of like all this weird stuff wrapped into one about a government robot that basically terrorizes this woman in her apartment because her boyfriend brings the head to her as like an art piece because she's an artist. because he finds it in the
Sounds so
desert,
rad.
and then she puts
Sounds
it in
so
a piece, and
rad.
then it rebuilds itself and just starts terrorizing her. But I mean, this movie is just like, it's visual, it's dirty, it's grimy, you know what I mean? But it's just, but yet everything about it is just, I don't know, it's just a really fun, crazy film. I love the visuals. It's very dark, a lot of dark reds and color and lights flashing, and then all of a sudden there'll be that scene of like this gratuitous violence kind of kicking in, and yeah, it's like a really grimy movie, and I really I really
Ooh.
like it. So
God, that sounds so cool. I'm so bummed. It would probably make my list. Probably make my list.
probably
Yeah.
would.
Let's
Sounds
just put it
weird.
in
Yeah,
our
like weird.
honorable mentions for now
There you
Yes.
go.
until we see
Yeah.
it. How's that?
Oh,
Because
yes.
I watched the trailer after you started talking about it, and I was like, "Wow, this looks really cool." I mean, it really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah,
And bizarre.
and it was done by the guy Richard Stanley, who did he wrote The Island of Dr. Moreau, the really crappy '96 one that no one liked.
Guilty
Val
pleasure.
Kilmer and
Guilty
Oh, is it?
pleasure.
Okay.
I do like that movie. Yes.
You're the one
I've never
person.
seen it.
She's
I
that
love,
one
I
on
love
Rotten
Island Dr.
Tomatoes.
Moreau.
But
Yeah.
he also did the new film, the Color Out of Space. What's that one? The Nick Cage one?
Oh yeah, Color Out of Space. the
Color Out
one
of
that
Space.
said
He
the
wrote and directed
Lovecraft.
that. Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
yes. Oh my God. I got to see this movie. Maybe we should have like a double feature night.
There you go. I haven't seen that one yet either. So
Yeah, we're doing it. Doing it,
okay.
people.
Hardware. Check it out, guys. Hardware.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on to my number 2 pick. This is very exciting. So my number 2 pick is a movie that I've mentioned here before. It is on Shudder. I highly recommend it. It's kind of a hidden gem too, and that would be Turbo Kid. This movie is so fantastic. Have you seen it, Neil?
I did. I watched it.
When I told you to?
Yep.
It's in my queue. It's in my Shudder queue.
Well, okay. I don't want to spoil it, but did you like it?
No, it's okay.
No, I don't want to, because people probably haven't seen it. Did
Don't
you like
spoil it, but just talk about it.
Sandra, this might be the one time I think you steered me a little off course. You may have steered me into an iceberg on that one.
No, no.
Iceberg! Dead
No.
ahead!
No, James Cameron. No. My people, where are my people at? Turbo Kid people. This movie, don't listen to Neil. He's old.
I
and
didn't hate it, but
and he's
I don't know if
crusty and he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just kidding. I love you.
It's a crust in my eyes. I couldn't see it with a crust in my eyes.
It's your illness talking. This movie is a lot of fun. It's got hella throwbackish vibes. It's bizarre, post-apocalyptic, wasteland feeling, and lots of adventure and kooky and over the top. And Michael Ironside's
Love Michael Ironside.
Love me some
God,
Michael
he's great in
Ironside.
this film. Yeah.
Yep.
There's it's a super fun movie. Super fun movie.
Okay.
Caleb,
Well,
I hope you like it.
Like I said, it's in my queue. I just decided to watch Tigers Are Not Afraid first. So
Well, I mean, it's an apples to oranges. I couldn't even
I would
try,
imagine
like,
so.
Yeah.
So
what I got.
Sandra, don't look at the chat then if you're so.
What people saying about me in the chat?
I don't want to say anything, but who's next? Scott, quick.
Oh, number
We're
2.
together.
Oh, yeah. Would you like to start, or would you like me to?
Yeah, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, so my number 2 is 1979's Alien. Is
What?
it not?
Oh, that's
Oh.
fine.
Okay. So Ash, played by Syrian Holt, died last month. And this is the one that started everything in the Alien franchise. And of course, you have Lance Hendrickson in Aliens, Winona Ryder, Michael Fassbender, and great fine actors doing their thing. But I feel like this is the one that was most shocking because you had no idea. They didn't tell you, and so when they start hitting him with the crowbar and his head comes off and the white stuff starts gurgling all over the place. And, you're like, what the?
No, it's great. This was another really good pick, and one that I toyed with and decided to do. It was kind of honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a Sandra on this one, and kind of I combined Alien and Aliens to basically pick both of these guys, just because I just love Lance Henriksen, and
and I do too, and I like Lance better, and I like the movie Aliens better, but I thought I would give it to the original,
right.
So,
but so I know I want to call them both out for the reasons, Caleb, that you said, with Ian Holm and his character basically is, being that he's the diabolical robot that, or android, whatever the heck you want to call him, that Ripley got never trusted one ever again because of him, basically. Right. And I do love the scene when he gets his head knocked off and he's just like,
it's
white
great,
stuff squirting out everywhere.
It's so good.
It's really cool. And then but Lance Henriksen, I wanted to give it to him. I thought he did a great job in the film, and
absolutely,
get up to him for
taking nothing away from him.
Can't take nothing away from Bishop. So there you
go. There's room for all of these great.
And Winona Ryder,
people.
Hell yeah, Winona Ryder.
Yeah, room for everybody at the cult show table.
That's right. Come on down.
Yeah. Take you to church with all of our three reverends.
All right.
Our number
Another duo
pick. Well, that means that Caleb and I have the same pick. Surprising no one. Yes, Star Wars. Hey. I mean,
what?
I'm so proud of us, Caleb. And we did not plan this, of course.
No, we didn't.
This is real.
We didn't.
I mean, Caleb, what can we say? There's
so let's just say mine are all of the Star Wars droids, not
same. I love a pit droid. I love BB-8. I love C-3PO.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, C-3PO and R2-D2, they're like the foundation that everything is built on. You say what you want about them, whether they're, corny or, but I love the little banter between them and, the beautiful. Constant bickering, BB-8, I feel is like a combination of like R2-D2 and Wally.
I think I am BB-8. Because I annoy you guys. You're like the old crusty ones, and I annoy you with my constant rolling about and flicking out of flame. Yeah.
But, I mean, and my absolute favorites are K2SO from Rogue One, voiced by Alan Tudyk. And then also L337, voiced by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, sorry. From Solo. I love her feminist take on freeing the droids.
Brilliant!
So
my
good.
God,
just so good.
I saw myself in that droid. I saw myself in that droid. Yes.
It sounds to me like you guys are naming off radio stations.
Neil, no one listens to the radio. That's silly. Yeah, there's definitely a droid for everybody and every personality. I love them, and I love in the newest, or the last of this, tying up this saga, this chapter of Star Wars, that C-3PO finally got his moment, because I love him. I call him the patron saint of worrywarts. Yeah. Brilliant.
That's true. He did. Caleb, he went all Sith on us.
Caleb, cheers.
Cheers.
To Star Wars.
Since you're having hot water, I'll cheer you with my water.
Yay.
Oh, poor Neil.
So Neil.
Because got magic fingers.
Yeah. So I have a feeling then that may I, children, please. I have a feeling, Neil, come closer. We'll talk. That your number 1 is then my number 5 pick.
That sounds like very possible.
Yeah.
That does indeed. So why don't you start then, Sandra?
It is Chopping Mall.
Chopping Mall, yes.
Yay!
Where'd that come from? So unexpected.
I saw this movie for the first time only a couple of years ago, maybe 2 to 4 years ago, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very cute. I have a weird thing about, I love it on old TV shows or books or anything where people get trapped in malls. Like, I don't know, it's like a trope I really like, so it spoke to me. Um, I love the robots. I love the mall culture of the 80s. I mean, like, I'm sure I wouldn't have liked it if I was, living in it or anything. But it looks like a much sleeker, big budget movie, like we were talking to Jim about. But it's also really fun. And I just really I really like the Killbots. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, I think for an 80s film, again, like you said, for this cheap, those robots, I think, while you look at them and you go, it's an 80s robot. At the same time, I think they look really, I still think they look really cool, and now there's a cheese factor to the film, no question, but it's
For
still
sure.
a
No.
very enjoyable film for me that I watch a couple times a year, probably, because it's short, it's easy to watch.
Yes.
I love the scenes in the beginning between Barbara Crampton and Kelly Maroney when they're in the pizza place, and I mean they're just like talking like total teenage,
Yeah.
80s lingo to each other, and
ripping on the customers like
Oh my
we
gosh.
would have
and
done, and
yes,
I do. I didn't want to say like this because I don't want to sound mean. I think the robots are kind of cute. I think they're really kind of cute. And I think they look great. They look sleek and all that stuff. But especially when they raise their arms in the air, it just melts my heart. It just melts my heart. I love it. And so, like, my image that I picked for Scott to put up is one where the robots are like,
oh, got their arms up. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, no, they're great. And this, I mean, we talked about it already with Jim about why this movie I think is so cool. But again, I think it was just a perfect combination of one of those movies where you just had the actors and the robots came out well. The music is great. It just all kind of came together to make a great little robot film that I still enjoy today.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's great, and I'm happy. It's I think it's on Amazon Prime
Yes.
now, like streaming,
Yeah.
and I love that people are finding it. Like I did fairly recently. Didn't grow up with it, not one of those 80s movies for me, but I saw it and I was like, I like this quite a bit.
Yeah. I had never seen it until we did our Dick Miller tribute, which was a year ago.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
probably a little bit more because it was
maybe
before me.
More,
It's pre-Sandra back
That's
in the
true.
dark
It was
ages.
Yeah.
That's true.
Year and a half ago. Anyway. It was new for me as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
yeah.
I'm glad we all like it. So do we have any honorable mentions to throw in there before we go?
I think I've mentioned all my honorable mentions.
Oh, okay.
What?
Wait, I had one. Well, because I kept saying, that was on last.
Okay.
I had one. No, I had one more, which is Batteries Not Included. I love that movie. It broke my heart to not put them. Yes, and Hugh Cronin. And the cutest little robots you've ever seen in your life.
Little teeny guys, yeah.
Yeah.
But weren't those actually being flown by little aliens in there?
I think so. I think that's why I was like, I don't know if you're really a robot, sir.
Okay. All right, Caleb, what do you got?
Okay. In no particular order. I had Ava from Ex Machina. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but
Ex Machina, yeah.
Deus Ex Machina, yeah.
WALL-E, my favorite Pixar movie.
WALL-E!
Beta from The Last Starfighter.
Sure. Sure, people loving that.
Jinx from Space Camp.
Oh, Jesus, Caleb. You're pulling all the heartstrings now. Max and Jinx are friends forever. I forgot all about that.
And then I already mentioned the Black Hole.
Oh, can I?
Really? Oh my God! I thought.
I'm glad we didn't.
And Beta.
I'm glad we didn't do TV because that would have been really hard. But my number one TV robot is definitely Cartman on South Park as Osimo. I stan Osimo. God, I love Osimo.
Mine would have been Vicky from Small Wonder.
Oh man.
That show did not age well.
I'm gonna say ones that Caleb did not say. You gotta throw out there, if you guys never saw Saturn 3, take a look at Saturn 3. Crazy little film. Kirk Douglas, Farrah Fawcett, and Harvey Keitel. Basically takes place on a moon of Saturn. Kirk Douglas and Farrah Fawcett are like they're supposed to learn how to grow food quickly for Earth because the Earth is consuming too much. Harvey Keitel is sent out to help them with a robot. Harvey Keitel is weird. I think his voice is dubbed the entire movie. I'm pretty sure it's dubbed.
Whoa.
And then I don't know, but it doesn't sound like him at all. And he builds this robot, and the robot, of course, like goes crazy and tries and kills things.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's it's weird. Another weirdo kind of film. It's 1980 flick. You get to see Kirk Douglas's butt, so you know where Michael Douglas gets it from. You're just like, thanks for showing us your butt.
Sweet.
It's just as
No
flat
one
as
asked
Michael
for
Douglas's
it.
is.
Literally no one.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Now I'm watching it.
Yeah, now you gotta watch it. Anyway, so check out Saturn 3. That's kind of a quirky one. Westworld, you got to tip a hat to.
Yes.
A fun little one. If you guys remember Runaway with Tom Selleck, and Gene Simmons plays the bad guy.
Oh my God.
Never even
No?
heard of this.
Oh,
From
okay.
Kiss?
Gene Simmons from Kiss.
That-
Yeah, he
that
plays
is
the bad
Gene
guy.
Simmons, yeah.
Yep. And
No, the other Gene Simmons. I don't know. I didn't know he acted.
yeah, the exercise guy, Gene. So, anyway, yeah, Runaway. That's a fun little 80s one. It involves lots of Gene Simmons has killer robots that terrorizing the world.
Nice.
And there's a little weird one from the early 80s as well called Heart Beeps, and it stars Andy Kaufman.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's a weird little flick where he's basically a robot who is retired, so they go sit in a warehouse, and he decides he wants to leave. And Bernadette Peters is also a robot next to him, and they both kind of like go, let's just leave together instead of staying here. And they basically go into the
Aw.
woods, and they make a baby by building a little baby robot. And then they decide that they don't want to be in the woods; they want to go back. So then they just go back to where they were in the beginning of the movie. And it's a weird little robot flick that didn't do any money.
Sounds weird. Yeah.
But Heart Beeps.
I like Bernadette Peters. She and I we share the same birthday.
Oh, cool. I think
February 28th.
she is that lady's got so much talent in her. She is so talented.
She's great.
I mean, the Broadway that she can do, and then she's a gorgeous woman also. So
She's great.
done.
Well, that was fun. Robots, everybody.
Robots.
Robots.
Or Roberts, as you
Kenneth
call
finally
Robots.
chimed in and said, "Runaway is great."
Ah, yay.
Good job, Kenneth.
Yeah. People
All
have
right. So what's
things in
going on
the
next week?
comments.
Anyone? Any plans?
Don't you want it to be a surprise?
Okay, surprise it is.
Yeah, surprise.
Well, okay.
Surprise.
Then let's say adios.
Bye, everybody.
Fondue. Bye, Laura, Kenneth, Mindy, Visions, Mark, Michael. You didn't chime in, but bye, Michael. Appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for watching.